Good Sunday morning to you. I didn't expect company this morning. Welcome. Welcome to Tuskegee Normal and Industrial Institute. It is something to behold, isn't it? I don't know why I just had to walk all the way over here this morning before church. For some reason, I just wanted to look at our school. You know, just 24 years ago, there was nothing here but an old barn and a kitchen shed. Now we have many buildings for study, shops for learning trades, and land to study farming. We have come so far in so short a time. Now, I'm sure you all are here because you've heard of our principal, Mr. Booker T. Washington, and the great work that he and his wife, Margaret, and the others are doing here in Tuskegee. Well, I am so proud of that young man, too. I call him Booker. He has done all of this for our people in spite of such great personal loss. You may have heard that early on he lost his first wife, Fanny, the mother of his daughter, Portia. His second wife, Olivia, the mother of his two sons, also passed on. Without Olivia's help, the school never would have come as far as it has. Booker was like a boat without a rudder when she died. I can understand that. See, I still feel lost without my wife, Sally. That's what we call her. Her real name was Sarah. She passed on in '97. It's been 8 years now, but it still seems like yesterday. I don't know what I would have done without my children. God bless Sally and me with 16. 12 are alive and well today. Yes, sir, we were truly blessed. But now Booker has his wife, Margaret, who I jokingly refer to only to myself now as Booker in a skirt. I mean it. She is so like him in his ways with the school. But they make a good team. I really realized that when they took me to Europe with them recently. It was a trip of a lifetime. All that traveling around to different countries. But you know what? Of all the wonders that we saw, nothing is more wonderful to me than what we have done here. I can only imagine what it will become. I'm just thankful that I played a part in getting it all started. But please pardon me, please forgive me. I have neglected to introduce myself. My name is Louis Adams. I am a tradesman by profession. I'm a locksmith, tinsmith, harness maker, shoemaker, you name it. I once owned a shop on the square. It's closed now, and I just teach my trades at the school. I am an ex-slave, the son of a white man, one Jesse Adams, who was not only my father, but my slave master as well. Now, I don't know how many Negro children my father had, but I suspect that since he had me, there were probably more. But I do know he had at least 14 white children, 11 by his first wife and 3 by his second. My father ran a big plantation just off the east side of town there. That's where I grew up. He also conducted the old stagecoach line from Cheehaw before the building of the Tuskegee Railroad. Now, to his credit and my good fortune, my father never denied me, never made me work in the fields, allowed me to grow up living in the big house. I was sent to work in the shops on the plantation. That's where I learned my trades. Now, after Mr. Lincoln set us free, my father could no longer keep me in his household. So I had to go. But he not only gave me my shop, he also gave me a house on Zion Hill for me and my bride, Sally Green Adams, and our first child, Mary Ann. He didn't have to do that, but he did. My father was even responsible for me learning to read and write. Indirectly, that is. You see, even before the war, Tuskegee had some good schools for white boys and girls. But for some reason, my father hired tutors to teach his white children at home. Now, being a slave, I couldn't legally be taught to read and write. But I learned by listening in. Listening in on them being taught, and listening in on them studying their lessons. And I would make deals with them. I say, now, if you let me hold your books for a while, I'll do your chores when I do mine. And since I often understood the lessons better than they did, I'd also offer to do their homework, if they accepted my bride. Yes, sir, I not only learned to read, write, and do numbers, I also learned to speak 3 foreign languages: French, German, and Spanish. That's how I got to go to Europe with Booker and Margaret. I went as their translator. Can you imagine me, a little slave boy, practicing French, German, and Spanish in the library and in the yard of the big house while working and playing with my white brothers? They nicknamed me the broker for all the deals I'd make to get to use their books. Yes, sir, they called me the broker. All the deals, I made so many deals with them. And you know what? They would even tease me and tell me that that was my true talent. And you know what? I expect they were right. I like to think that the deals I made with them prepared me for my greater work. The biggest deal I ever pulled off. The deal to get to school. When I look at all this, I can see where it all started. Inside my house on Zion Hill. And inside my shop on the square. Now, y'all gotta listen to my story.
Letitia, Virginia, come in here, please. Yes, ma'am, we're coming. I need you all to help me move this fabric for the moment and then set the table so your pop can have a space to eat. Here, take this to the back room. And I will move it back for its own place. You take the rest, Jenny. You know your pop should have been here for dinner already. He needs to stop missing his dinner time. He's gonna get sick gets to eat.
Well, Pa says you have to work to live.
Well, you have to eat to live too, Missy. Let's see now. We've eaten already. And Mary Ann can eat when she gets back from the church. And I told Frederick that he can eat with him out on the back porch when he gets back with your pa. That's their special treat for today.
Oh, Ma! How did they have all the fun? How did me and Jenny couldn't have done that? It would have been like a picnic. Young ladies don't need to be sitting around eating on the back porch with tissue. That's for boys.
No, no. Shush up, you two. Now I need you all to set the table and sweep up a bit in here. We better set two places. You know your pa's always bringing someone home to eat. I'll get the table.
I'll be the sweeper. Shucks! That means I have to figure out where to put the knives and forks.
Here, hold the utensils. Jenny, stop sweeping. I need you to help me set this table. Hold that, Letitia. Let's see now. Whew. Get that in. You got it? Let's go ahead and set this table. Okay. Make sure it's straight in the front. Letitia, is it straight there?
Yes, ma'am.
All right. Now let me have the utensils and the mats. We're going to put one here, and we're going to put the other one here. Now, the knives, the fork's going to go on the left. And then we're going to put the knives and forks on the right. See? All right, Jenny, you do this.
I'll do the tops. I know it's bad, girl.
Just see who is at the door, Letitia. I wonder who could be knocking on the door this time of day. I know it's not the sewing class folks. They're never early.
Good morning, sir.
Well, good morning, young lady.
Why, Colonel Foster. Good morning, sir.
Good morning, Miss Sally. Well, good morning, young lady.
Good morning, sir.
Won't you come in?
Yes, thank you. Miss Sally, I know you're busy at work, and I'm sorry to be disturbing you in the middle of the day.
Oh, no, sir. No disturbance at all. Please, won't you step into the parlor?
Yes, thank you.
My husband has been delayed and is not in for dinner yet, but I expect that you have come to speak with him. Do have a seat.
Well, thank you, but no, I had hoped to catch Lewis during the dinner hour. I had an important concern that I wanted to discuss with him. Well, being the Negro community leader that he is and all, thought we might be able to have our discourse in more privacy here at your home rather than down at his shop.
Well, my husband would be delighted to speak with you, I am certain. But I'm afraid it might detain you too long to wait for him just now. Because I believe he had an appointment before dinner with our teacher at the church school.
I see. Well, perhaps I could schedule a meeting with him, as I probably should have done this time. I know he gets so very busy with his trades and with his teaching, but would you please explain to him it would be a great favor to me that he meet with me here tomorrow, say around the noon hour? I have an urgent concern that affects our entire county community I must speak with him about.
Yes, sir, Colonel Foster. I'm sure he would be happy to oblige.
Yes, ma'am. And if you would, please, well, it seems that I have left my copy of the newspaper outside on the porch. If you would hold just a moment, I will bring it right back into you.
Okay. Everything's about ready? Good.
Yes, ma'am, I do apologize for such. But if you would, please give him this copy of the newspaper. The information on page 3 is the subject of my concern. I do need his help in this matter.
Yes, sir. I'll give it to him as soon as he arrives, Colonel Foster. And we look forward to seeing you again tomorrow. At noon?
At noon. Until tomorrow, Miss Sally. I can see myself out.
Oh, please, let me see you to the door.
Thank you. Good day, ladies.
Good day, sir. Now, Mom, you know Pa's gonna be here any minute, and he's not due to school till 1 o'clock.
Girls, you know I know that. I just needed to have time to give him a warning. So maybe he could find out ahead of time just what Colonel Foster is up to. You know, these white folks are up to something if they want to speak to your pa. Now, you girls run on down to the shop and hurry your pa on. But wait, go to back way so Colonel Foster won't see you headed out. And tell your pa I can't keep his dinner warm forever. And I need to tell him about his visitor. I'm going now.
Okay, Mom, we're running all the way. Better be clear.
Coming to the house like this, these white folks are up to something. And I bet they think my Lewis can get it for them too. I know.
My Sally was right. She was sure enough right.
Come on in, son. Have a seat right here. Now, take this cloth and I want you to put a shine on these cups. Rub them good now. Let me show you how to do them. See? Just like that.
Yes, sir. I'll try.
Good.
As usual, I was working in my shop that morning. Little did I know what the day had in store. Now, that's a younger, more robust me that you see there. Teaching my oldest son, William, about tinsmithing. Like Sally, I spent much of my time teaching my trades to our fellow ex-slaves and their children. But I must admit, my greatest joy was teaching my boys. It gave me time to teach them more than just a trade. It was our special time together.
Come on, my man. Get some steam on. Polish these cups up good now. I've got to deliver them to Mrs. Dryer first thing in the morning. She's having a big shindig up at the house for a whole bunch of folks that she wants to impress. And I promised her I'd have this tin set ready by today.
Pa, how did you ever learn to make these cups? I just don't see how you can smash that tin to make cups like these.
Well, you don't smash the tin, really, son. You shape it very carefully. You will know how to do it real soon. Now, learning how to polish the tin is very important. It finishes everything off. Makes it a real work of art.
Who taught you, Pa?
My pa, at least the slaves who worked for my pa.
Your pa and slaves working for him? Wow, a Negro enslaved.
No, son. My pa was a white man here in Tuskegee. His name was Jesse Adams.
You mean Mr. Allen that owned that big plantation on the east side of town?
That's right, son. That's your grandpa.
Pa, how come you never told us this story before? I mean, do the girls know?
Well, Mary Ann knows. Here, come on, son. Come on over here. I think it's about time for you to know, too. Please have a seat. Now, I was going to tell you all one day when I thought you needed to know. Well, I guess that time is now. You see, Mama, your grandma, was probably one of your grandpa Jesse's slaves, too.
Where is she, Pa?
I don't know, son. I never knew my mom. But I know that her name was Sally, just like your mom.
Wow. Did your pa treat you mean? They say white folks treated their slaves mean.
Oh, no, son. My pa never treated me mean. He always said that I was his son, and he gave me special attention. You know, different from the other slaves on the plantation. He didn't make me work in the fields. I worked in the plantation shops. That's why I learned to make those tin cups and just about anything else you can make out of tin. That's why I learned about harness making and shoe making and such. And that's why I learned reading and writing. But that's another story how I learned that.
And you got good enough to build your own shop for yourself. Ain't that right, Pa?
Isn't that right, son? You should say, isn't that right?
Yes, sir.
Anyway, I got good at my trades, I think. How I got this shop was due to Mr. Lincoln, the President of the United States at that time.
Oh, we know about him. Ma said he was the one that set us colored folks free from slavery.
That's right, son, he did. But when we were set free, it was against the new law for my pa to have me, a former slave in the household. So he set me up in this shop and gave me our house on Zion Hill. You know, I was lucky, son, but for most Negroes, getting set free didn't help them much.
Why not, Pa? Getting set free has to be a good thing.
Well, it is, son. But being set free without any means to care for yourself isn't really freedom, son. Think about it like this. You know how the deer that run free all around here know how to search for food and water? And they can sense danger and protect themselves?
Yeah, deer are smart. They sure can tell when people are coming.
Right. Well, suppose you caged one of those deer at birth. You fed it, took care of it, and after it was full grown, you set it loose into the woods. Now, he would have a very hard time surviving, don't you think?
Yes, because he'll never learn anything for himself.
Right. Well, son, that's about what happened to most colored folks when they set us free. They gave us a little help at first, then they set us free into the wild, so to speak. Most of us without any money or any property or any skills to get along. I was lucky because I had learned a way to earn my keep. Just like your mom and I are trying to teach you and your brothers and sisters how to earn your keep.
Surprise!
Give me a hug. You girls tired of sewing, ready to try a little tinsmithing? I didn't get a chance to speak with you all before we left out. But shouldn't you two be at home getting ready for your lessons at the church?
Yes, sir, we're ready. But Ma told us to get you on wait for dinner.
Have mercy, I didn't realize it was noon already.
I can tell, Pa. I'm hungry. You're always hungry, William.
And Pa, Ma said, will you please hurry home now because she cannot keep the food waiting much longer for you and William.
Young lady, your mother can keep a plate of food warm outside in the winter. Don't you know that by now?
Yes, Pa, but she said you need to learn how to eat on time or you're gonna get sick.
Well, my dear, I may look frail, but I'm still the toughest man in town. See, I can still swing you around. Now, the two of you, run along home and tell your mom I'll be home soon. I've got to finish polishing Mrs. Dryer's tent set. She's having guests in from Montgomery tomorrow, and I promised her I'd have this ready by today.
And Pa, Ma said a man named Colonel Foster came to the house. He wanted to see you.
Colonel? You sure it wasn't Mr. Dryer? I hope he didn't come for Mrs. Dryer's tent set.
Now, Pa, you know Mr. Dry. And Ma called a man Colonel Foster.
Colonel Foster came to the house. You don't say.
And I ain't never seen him before.
I haven't ever seen him before, correct?
I don't know about you, Pa, but I ain't never seen him before. But he talked a long time to Ma, so she wants you to come on so she can tell you what they done said.
What they said, child, not what they done said. You know, your speech needs fixing, young lady. I hope you're paying attention in your classes. Well, are you?
Not much. Shut up!
Come on
yes,
in here,
sir,
man. Come on in here.
Hi, Mr. Motley.
Morning. Who's this you've got here?
This is Lucas. Lucas, this is Mr. Lewis Adams. I was down at the courthouse when they brought him in.
Hold on, Bill. Letitia, Virginia, William, all of you, run along home and tell your mom I'll be home soon. Thank you.
Oh, Pa, I wanted to ride the buggy today. When we rode yesterday, it's my turn.
You know you too big to squeeze between Pa's knees. It's my turn, and I can still fit just right so there.
It's not your turn, it's my turn. I can still feel just right too.
That's enough, you all. Now, I'm riding alone today, if I ride. Now, we'll take up where we left off tomorrow. Now, all of you, run along ahead of me and tell your mom I'll be home soon. I've got to take care of a little business first.
Come on, I raised both of you. The last one that gets to the house has to clean all the dishes.
Excuse me? Bill, what is this about?
I was down in the courthouse when I saw them bringing Lucas here in. I knew he was in big trouble, because I can remember when they took him in just a few weeks ago and charged him with vagrancy. And here he was again. Well, I knew they were going to lock him out and send him out for hard labor, so I opened my big mouth and asked the sheriff if I could bring him to you. I know they trust you, and I thought maybe you could do something with him, teach him something maybe. This is his last chance, and he don't seem to know that you got to be a working Negro, or else you're going to be a jail Negro.
I don't mind working, but I ain't no slave and I ain't no mule. I ain't gonna get tired working to that no more.
Well, what do you think it's going to be like on the chain gang, man?
At least I know they're gonna give me enough food to keep me working.
Now, hold on, Lucas. Now, I don't know the escape routes from hard work, my man. Toil is a necessary fact of life, be you slave or free. Whether you're working for some plantation owner or for yourself, like me. What I think you desire is for meaningful work, with some just compensation for your efforts. Am I correct?
If you mean fair work for a fair wage, yes sir, that's what I want. I ain't no niggas to do for nothing nigga like they said, sir. I just ain't no animal.
Think you can do anything with it, Lewis? I convinced the sheriff that you would take him in, and I volunteered you to post his bond tomorrow. You know, we're the good Negroes. They take our word.
How generous of you to volunteer my service and my money.
Well, you know, and I know, and they know I ain't got no extra money. They know my boss, Old Man Dry, the stingiest man in town. By the way, is Miss Dry's tent set ready yet? She's got me scuffing, getting ready for her company tomorrow. It's a gang of folks coming. She's gonna need these extra cups and those serving trays.
Well, thanks to you and your generosity in my name, they won't be ready until this evening, provided I get no more interruptions. Come back by 3 o'clock. They'll be ready by then.
But what do you say, Lewis? About Lucas, I mean.
What can I say, Ben? I'm stretched to the limits. But I won't turn away from someone who is willing to change their ways and settle in and learn a useful trade. Well, if Lucas is willing to give it a try, then I am too.
Well, what do you say, man? I expect it's your last chance.
Yes, sir, Mr. Adams. Mr. Motley. I was willing. I'll try.
Good, good. Thanks, Louis. I knew that you could help. Lucas, I'm expecting you to do the right thing now.
Yes, sir.
Let me get on back to work. Well, I don't know where I'm going with this, knowing that I can't read a lick. I brought you a copy of the Tuskegee Weekly. I hear they talking there about the upcoming election of the legislature. I hear they saying that the devils are fighting amongst themselves. Democrats fighting Democrats. They so busy trying to knock us Negroes back in place that they running into each other. Sure am glad you can read, because us Negroes around here need to know what's going on. Anyway, we'll talk later when I come back to pick up things from Miss Dry.
Like I have time to read anything between now and then. Thanks, Bill. Now, get out of here. Oh, and tell the sheriff I'll be in first thing in the morning to post bond for Lucas. Okay. He's safe with me for now. Now, I've got to go eat. It's dinner time. And I suspect Lucas is hungry, right, Lucas?
He's hungry.
Yes, sir. I couldn't get a piece of bread or something.
Well, my man, you're in for a treat. Come on, my man. My Sally is the best cook in town. I know she's chafing at the bit to get me out of the way for her afternoon sewing class. Besides, I'm anxious to hear what Colonel Foster coming to the house is all about.
Whew, why is it taking that man so long to come on up that hill? We only stay a stone throw from town.
Mother, I'm begging your pardon as I enter. Please forgive me for asking you to keep dinner waiting so long.
Oh, Father, I know you too well to be upset.
Now, Mother, look at me. You know you cannot tell a good lie.
Well, all right. Come on in and wash your hands.
Oh, we've done that as we passed through the kitchen. We're clean.
Well, sit down then. But first, who is our guest, may I ask?
Oh, this is Lucas. Lucas, meet my wife, Miss Sally Green Adams.
Pleased to meet you, ma'am.
Well, Lucas, do you have a last name?
Well, my mom and pa, they both dead now. Worked all their lives on the Story plantation. So I guess I'll go by Story. Lucas Story. But ma'am, I answer to Lucas.
Well, very well. Welcome, Lucas. Please, have a seat. It's just the two of you. The boys miss dinner with the rest of us thanks to their pop not watching the time. So they're eating now out on the back porch. And Father, you just missed a very important visitor.
Oh, yes, the girls told me.
None other than Colonel Foster, our Macon County State Senator, knocking on the door in the middle of the day. I told him that I expected you had an appointment at the school and would be very late for dinner. I was stalling just to give you a chance to figure out what he was up to. But, he left a copy of this newspaper here for you to look over. He said if you read page 3, then maybe you can find out what he wants to talk to you about. Maybe you can eat while you read. I'll get your plate. I've kept it covered. And Lucas, I will get one for you too.
There's an announcement that the chairman of the Macon County Democratic Committee is planning to run against Foster for the state legislature. Oh, so that's what Bell was talking about.
Bell? You mean Dryas Bell? Now, I know he can't read.
Just a moment, Mother. Please, let's say grace. Lord, we thank you for the food that we're about to receive and the hands that have prepared it. Amen.
Amen.
Lucas. Now, Mother, as old as you are, you know Negroes have a grapevine that rivals any newspaper and know everything that's in the wind. Bell was right. Not only are the Democrats fighting amongst each other, but that they have some outside competition by way of a few independents who are daring to run.
But what does Colonel Foster want with you? He knows we are Republican. Truth is, they don't want us voting, period. All kinds of taxes and things that they're putting in place just to keep Negroes from going to the polls and voting. The farming folk are especially scared to death to even act like they want to vote, even though now they legally can.
Just a moment, Mother. Please, you can have a seat while we wait. Now, you're right. You're right. So what does he want you to think?
Probably for you to help him win.
What did you say, Lucas?
He about wants you to help him win.
I agree. How observant, Lucas.
I'll make it my business to know white people, Miss Adams. I'll be treated like a dog by most of them, but just like a dog, I knows the master.
Lucas is right, Bob. Boss says come accordingly. Now he needs your vote, and I bet he wants you to get the whole Negro community to support him too. But why does he think you would do that?
He's probably going to try to bribe me, Mother. That's the ongoing thing for Democrats these days, and they're dealing with Negroes. You know, bribery works better than intimidation, they figure. They know how needy we are.
Of all the nerve.
Yes, but he does not have all the nerve. If he wants our chance, our vote, then this is our chance. He has given us some muscle to flex. Thank you, Mother, for buying me some time to think on it. You know, our job is to determine what burden we want off our backs with our new muscle.
Well, we'll both think on it. But right now, I've got to get ready. I've got a sewing class to teach. So you all finish in your meal, Father, so you can get over to the church and speak a word with Miss Mitty. I know she is anxiously awaiting your visit. And tell her that William, Frederick, and the girls will be coming on soon for their lessons.
Yes, Mom. You ever heard of an octopus, Lucas?
No, sir. I never heard of him.
Well, Lucas, an octopus is a kind of fish, and it has 8 arms. That's how I should have been made, with 8 arms. You know, they say the Lord doesn't give you anything that you can't handle. So why you reckon he didn't give me 8 arms? Oh, it's always something, Lucas. There's just too many of us needing too much. I feel obligated to share. After all, I was the one born with a silver spoon in my mouth.
What does that mean, Mr. Adams? Born with a silver spoon in your mouth.
Well, Lucas, my father was a white man, and I was his slave. But he allowed me to live in the big house, be around books, and learn trades that I now practice. Neither me nor my wife and children have ever had to face shit problem. We've always had a place of our own and food to eat. Now, there are not too many Negroes who are as lucky as me and my family. So I feel I owe it to my black brothers to help out, Lucas. But I'm almost at the end of what I can do. So every day, almost somebody like you comes knocking. And then there's this school situation, which is going nowhere. So, how was the dinner?
That was about the best meal I've done ever ate.
I told you my salad was the best cook in town.
I need you to stop talking and finish eating. My summer class ladies will be here in a few minutes, and we need to use this table. Besides, you promised Miss Minnie that you were going to come over to the church and speak a word with her before the end of the first session. They finish at 1.
We're being kicked out, Lucas. When she calls me Lewis, she's serious. We're sorry, Mother, to hold you up.
Now, you know I hate to rush you, but when it comes to time, you are hopeless.
Oh, but don't you just love it, my dear? Mwah. Now that's a good woman, Lucas. You'll be half as good to find one like that. We're leaving, Mother, and we thank you from the bottom of our stomachs. Well, come on, Lucas. We got to get over to the school. That's what we use for our church. Oh, here. Let me get your plate. The least we can do is clear the table. Don't want to keep Miss Mitty waiting any longer. She's already frustrated having to try to teach everything to everyone. Now she's really in over her head. But the older folks like yourself go in the morning. But most of them are younger than you, however.
The men's and the women's go?
Yes, Lucas, why?
Nothing. We're just speaking more interested with this woman's did.
Well, it's not for socializing, Lucas, but for learning how to read and write and at least do numbers. You know, please, help me get the tablecloth. I'm not so sure all of that is going on over at the school. Miss Mitty got what little learning she got from one of those reconstruction schools, where a lot of things that were taught don't help us much.
In my hanging around, I studied here a lot about you, Mr. Adams. They say you're the only one around here can read a newspaper. How you get your book learning?
Well, Lucas, I am a good listener, and I'm a good bargainer. And I decided that if any teaching and learning was going to be going on around me, I was going to learn some of what was being taught. Now, if you hang around me long enough, you're going to be getting some book sense too. So, might as well take you over and introduce you to your new teacher. Come on, my man. Let's get on over to the church.
Father,
yes.
Here comes Miss Mitty up to the door. Something must have happened over at the church.
Please tell her to come in.
Come on in, Miss Nitty.
Howdy, Miss Adams.
How you doing?
Fine. Howdy, Miss Adams.
How you doing, Miss Nitty? We was just on our way over there. Weren't you having class this morning?
Yes, sir, Miss Adams, but I had to dismiss them early. I just had to come talk to you.
Mother, please take Lucas in the kitchen. He can wait for me there. Miss Nitty, please step into the parlor. Have a seat. Now, where are the students?
I dismissed them, Miss Adams. I couldn't go on today. I had to have some time to clear my head. I don't know how to say this, sir, because I know you had faith in me, but I just can't do this, Mr. Adams. We spent the whole morning trying to read through the first few lines of Genesis.
Well, the Bible can be difficult to read, Miss Mitty. Well, the language is different from how we speak on a daily basis. But that is the only book we have to work with for now, except for the newspaper.
It's not the Bible's fault, Mr. Adams. It's not the student's fault. It's me. I just am not ready. I don't know how to teach these people who are starting from scratch. I can just barely read. My numbers are a little better, but I don't remember nothing. I mean, anything about that Latin that teacher taught me in Freedom School. I'm sorry I failed you, sir. Like I said, I know you had faith in me. But the other thing is, this little bit I get for teaching just barely pays for my keep out back at Miss Gautier's place. She said I could have my old housekeeping job back. Then I'd have a place to stay for free.
I understand what you were saying, Miss Mitty. It's not easy for a lady on her own. And this isn't your fault that this isn't working out. The church knew we were asking a lot of you, but it was so good for you to try. It just seems we have run out of options. Now, we can do without the Latin for now, but we have got to get our folks some basic book learning. Now, I can't add teaching, reading, and writing to everything else I'm doing, but we've got to think of something. Could you give us another month, maybe? I'll loan you some money to get you through that far. My business is good for now, at least. So, what do you think? Maybe I could find someone else within a month.
I'll try to hold out that long, Miss Adams. I'll try. I'm not really a quitter.
Thank you, Miss Mitty. We'll work something out. Meanwhile, I've brought you another student. Lucas, please, come in. Lucas, meet Miss Mitty Cunningham. She's going to teach you how to write your name and do some numbers. Right, Miss Mitty?
Yes, sir, Miss Adams. How are you, Lucas? Pleased to meet you.
Pleased to meet you too, ma'am. And I'm doing good now, ma'am. I'm doing good.
He'll be in first thing mid-morning tomorrow after chores. Anything that you can help him with would be a big help. Thanks for keeping the faith. Meanwhile, you better be getting on back to the church while my daughter's in your afternoon's class will be there waiting on you.
Yes, sir, Miss Adams. Thank you for listening, sir. I'll try to hold out.
Thank you, Miss Mitty. I need another arm, Lucas. Another arm to reach out and get us to school.
Like that octopus you talk about?
Yeah, my man. Well, we've got a room in the back of the shop where you can stay for now until we can do better.
Yes, sir.
Meanwhile, we better be getting on back and get some work done. Besides, I got to check on the boys out back working on those harnesses for Mr. Story. Go ahead in, Lucas. I got to check on the boys out back.
Yes, sir. Oh, how do you do, sir?
Yes, I need to speak with Mr. Adams.
Yes, sir. Mr. Adams, there's a gentleman here to see you, sir.
Oh, thanks, Lucas.
Yes, sir.
Colonel Foster, good afternoon, sir.
Lewis, good afternoon. So I apologize for my unexpected visit. I took the liberty to see myself in your back door, seeing as how your front was closed.
Oh, sir, no apologies necessary. Please, have a seat. Take my best chair, and I'll take my best bench. My sign still says out for dinner, so we have some privacy here. Now, what can I do for you, sir?
Well, actually, Lewis, I was just down at your home show a while ago. I spoke to your wife. She said you would not yet return for dinner. I told her I'd come back tomorrow, but since the business I wanted to discuss with you was so important, I figured I'd come down here to your shop and wait for you to return.
Yes, my wife told me that you had come to the house. Believe me, I should have been there just to satisfy my salary. She believes in prompt meals. But me, I just get so busy with my work, I just plain forget about food. Are you sure you would like to talk here? We can go back to the house if you want.
No, Louis, listen, right here is just fine, and I won't take up much of your time. I just need to put a matter before you.
Oh, I see. Oh, excuse me, Colonel Foster. This is Lucas, one of my newest apprentices. Lucas, meet Colonel Foster, our esteemed senator of the state legislature.
How do you do, sir?
Lucas?
Lucas, please, take this tray out back and tell the boys I said stop what they are doing and finish polishing this tent set so I can have it ready for Mr. Motley when he comes to pick it up. Tell them to show you how to help them. Tell them I said so.
Yes, sir. If you say so, sir.
Oh, I'm sorry, Colonel Foster. Now, what were you saying, sir?
You know, you do such good work here, Louis. I say you are the finest craftsman in this town, Negro or white, bar none. You know, what you're doing here teaching your trade is even more important.
Well, sir, I don't think I deserve that great compliment. But I must agree that teaching is probably the most important thing that I do. Now again, sir, what can I do for you? Don't want to get into harness making yourself now, do you?
No, Louis, I don't think my talents lie in my hands. But like I was saying, you are a highly respected man. Probably the most respected of all the Negroes hereabouts, in fact. And you're known as a man of peace.
Well, sir, I just consider myself a humble servant, Colonel Foster. A servant to my whole community. I've been so blessed as a reward for nothing I have done, mind you. I just feel it's my obligation to share.
Louis, I let the newspaper, your wife, give some insight into why I'm here.
Yes, I had a few moments to look at it.
Well, I can assume you're aware that the election for the state legislature is coming up. And I'm running for re-election as senator for my district. My good friend, Arthur Brooks, he's running for re-election to the State House of Representatives. Now, Louis, I know how you feel about me and the rest of us Democrats. But truth is, we've saved this state. Those Republican carpetbaggers and scalawags do not have the best interests of the South at heart. They didn't care about our Negroes either. They just wanted your vote, Louis. That would give them power. And they cheated. And they schemed. Well, they turned Negroes against whites. Did everything they could to take away our Southern, God-given rights and way of life.
And you Democrats have driven them out. And now there's peace and harmony and order in our world. I know what you're saying, Colonel Foster. But there is only peace and harmony only when we Negroes don't try to vote, or when we vote for whom we are told, either as a result of intimidation or when we are bribed into voting to obtain something that we really need. So, which one is it this time, Colonel Foster? Which road to peace and harmony are you wanting me to advocate on your behalf?
You don't mince words, do you, Louis? With your honesty that betrays you as a trustworthy man.
I know what's going on, Colonel Foster. I hear it in the street, and I have been reading the paper. It seems that you and Mr. Brooks have opposition this time. The Tuskegee Weekly says that not only are the independents rising up again and running for office, but that there are some challenges from within the party ranks. Is that truly the case, sir?
Well, the chairman of the Macon County Democratic Committee is running, and some so-called independents are supporting the candidate. Well, consequently, Mr. Brooks and I are in need of the support of every voting man in this county if we are to be assured of victory. And that includes the Negro vote. But you see, the chairman has some ideas now that go against policies that Brooks and I stood for. Well, these policies that many of the respectable citizens of this county favor. Well, the independent candidate, he just represents a small group of money-grubbing Republicans trying to make a comeback around here. Now, they have little chance of winning, but some who favor their views might be tempted to vote for them.
Like myself and the rest of the voting Negroes in this county?
Louis, Brooks and I have worked hard in our town to make life easier for our neighbors. We've tried to make sure they had jobs in service. We supported those few like yourself with skills in trades. We encouraged our farmers to share out their land. Give Negroes a place to grow their own crops, earn their own keep. But need I say now that we need your help to see to it we can continue to support the needs of both our white and our Negro citizens?
But what can I do? Why do you come to me for help?
Well, we're coming to you because, like I said, we know you're well respected around here. We know all the Negroes in town and surrounding plantations. They all look up to you. They know you're an honest man. You're looking out for their best interests. Lewis, we know you're well respected by the members of the Negro Baptist Church, as well as by the members of your Methodist congregation up on Zion Hill. But that's why we're coming to you, Lewis. We need you to get their vote to help support our re-election.
That's exactly what I suspected you wanted as soon as my wife told me of your visit. I set to work in my mind immediately, trying to think as I told Sally how we could flex our new muscle. Strange as it may seem, I've had a little experience between my conversation with my Sally and this meeting here with you today that has made it clear to me how we can do just that. I may be an honest man, Colonel Foster, but that does not mean I am above bribery.
Well, a bribe is merely a compensated favor, Lewis. Well, I suppose an honest man can ask a favor. So now what is it we can do for you in return for your support? Well, I can give you some time to think on it.
I don't need any time to think on it, Colonel Foster. The answer is on the tip of my tongue.
Well, say it, Lewis. Anything within reason now.
My people, Colonel Foster, yearn for education. We've been kept in ignorance for so long, we need a school. Not just another school with some ill-prepared Negro or some disgruntled white person as a teacher. We need a good school with a prepared teacher that will prepare Negroes to be good teachers. No, I don't have to think on it, Colonel Foster. I will deliver the Negro vote for you and Mr. Brooks in exchange for your assurance that you will see funds are made available for a normal school for Negroes here in Tuskegee.
A school? Why, yes, Lewis. Why can't we have a normal school for Negroes here in Tuskegee? After all, Tuskegee is known as a center for education, is it not? And we got the Baptist College.
For white girls, Colonel Foster.
Well, but students come from all over the state to go there. And we do have the Park Academy.
For white boys, Colonel Foster.
But it only follows that we should be outstanding with regard to training for our Negroes. That's doable, Lewis. As soon as Brooks and I are re-elected, we'll draft that legislation. You know, Brooks is on the education committee. Yes, Lewis, a school is doable.
Yes, I think the legislation is doable. But is it doable to convince my people to take the risk to support you Democrats? Seeing as how your party makes no bones about the fact that your members feel that Negroes are to be the governed, not the governing. And the other question is whether or not it is doable to ensure the safety for my people that would vote.
We Democrats respect the Southern way of life, Lewis. Now, that's all I'm going to say about that. But with regard to intimidation, there will be none. Now, that I can assure you.
One other thing, Colonel Foster. You do understand the risk that you and Mr. Brooks and your fellow members are taking in making this offer to us.
And what's that, Lewis?
Well, there seems to be peace between the races at this time in our town, in our county. But don't be fooled by this apparent resignation to our fate that you think you see in we Negroes. It's counterfeit. Generations of slavery have taught us well how to disguise our feelings. My people are ready to move out, Colonel Foster. They are ready to leave Tuskegee, leave Alabama, leave Macon County. They are ready to try their luck elsewhere if we don't soon get a way to improve our state of life.
I know. Lewis, I know our Negroes is already leaving Tuskegee. It's all over the Tuskegee Weekly. Well, I don't know why sometimes. Seems like they'd be better off here than we'll be anywhere else.
Colonel Foster, if I am able to convince my people to take the risk to support you Democrats who they still feel are their political and social enemies and they are betrayed, not only am I in trouble, but Tuskegee and Macon County's labor pool might suffer greatly. Now, this town and this city might experience an exodus that rivals the one led by Moses out of Egypt. My people have nothing to lose by leaving, Colonel Foster. But since we are hungry for education, This school might be the carrot that satisfies our need for a better future here in this place.
I see what you're saying, Louis. You will not be betrayed. Now, do we have an understanding?
Yes, sir. We do. We do.
The deal was made. Now, it was up to me first, then to Foster and Brooks to pull it off.
Thank you, Lord. Thank you. This octopus has got another arm. Thank you.
Afternoon, Louis.
Afternoon, Bill. Back already?
Yep, didn't mean to give you a start.
Oh, I don't scare that easy, Bill.
I don't know, you jumped a bit that time. I came in the back and I saw your front door closed and your out to dinner sign still up. Figured you hadn't gotten back yet. I just wait for you inside.
Oh, that's quite all right. I left the sign on, so maybe I can get a little work done without being disturbed for a moment.
I think I saw Colonel Foster walking away from your door. Maybe you missed a big job. Since when has he started making calls to your shop? His man driver stand places on his phone?
Oh, I spoke with the Colonel, Bill, but he did not come here on that kind of business. It was a political business call. Is it 3 o'clock already? Let me check out back to see if the boys have finished polishing Mrs. Dryer's tin set. I know that's what you've come for. Just hold on a moment while I check.
Betty came here talking about the upcoming election. You know, that's the only time that white folks come around visiting Negroes just to be talking. You know I know that, Louis.
Here we are, Bill. Mrs. Dryer is all set. I hope she is pleased. It was a rush job, but we've done the best that we could.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah, this is nice. Yeah, here's the money. Oh, thanks. She said it's the exact amount. Now, Louis, what did the Colonel want? What were y'all talking about?
Just have a seat on this bench, Bill. You know, I can't wait to tell somebody what we just might have going on here.
Yeah, what do you want, Louis? What that rascal want?
That rascal, Bill, holds the key to our future here in this place. He wants me to help him to get the Negro vote for him and Mr. Brooks in the upcoming election.
No, Louis. Is that right?
That's right.
They're asking for us to know what they need us for.
The Lord works in mysterious ways. He's wanting us to perform, Bill. You know, you said it right when you brought me that newspaper. The members of the great Alabama Democratic Party are fighting amongst each other. And with this state election coming up, things are getting kind of woolly.
What do you mean, Louis? Ain't nobody black trying to run, is it?
Lord, no. Although I wish it could be so. All the violence and atrocities of 74 put an end to all of that. A Negro doesn't stand a chance here. James Austin was the last Negro in office we would ever see in our lifetime, I'm afraid, Bill. No. The Democratic Party is what they call themselves, the white man's party. And they'll do any and everything to keep it that way forever.
Didn't take them long, did it, to get everything back to the way it used to be before freedom?
Yeah, they certainly haven't gotten everything back the way it was. The economy is almost totally destroyed. Cotton isn't king anymore, and these planters are struggling to survive. But you know, they'd rather starve to death than to give up the old social order.
Mm-hmm. White man on top, black man on the bottom. and they're all right with their Lord. Sometimes I wonder what they think the arrangement's going to be like up in heaven, Louis. You reckon they think they're going to be some darky angels running around serving them and sweeping the golden streets? Lord, forgive me. But I think they're going to be roasting in hell. And I'll be damned if I'm going to be their family. Excuse me, Louis, but I'm just a plain Negro. And I tells it like I see it.
Oh, Bill, you know, you're probably right. sometimes I do wonder what they think the hereafter will be like. But hey, God is on their side, remember?
Yeah, right, like he was on his side after the war. But you haven't answered me yet, Louis. Why does Foster want our vote?
Isn't it interesting, Bill, how things are not always what they seem? That's what I pointed out to Colonel Foster when we talked. Just take a look out there on the square. Look at our beautiful little town, our quiet little square, and the white folks' lovely homes lining the side streets, and the prosperous school for white boys and girls. Negroes are supposedly happily tucked away as domestics. Vagrant Negroes like Lucas are no problem because they are quickly sold off as prison labor or in the mines in Birmingham.
Yeah, Lucas was lucky.
And on the farms, Negroes are working their crops.
So they can so-called share the profits with their thieving plantation property owners at the end of the season.
Yeah, in town, except for a precious few trade shop like mine. The little shops and businesses and offices are run by the so-called upstanding white citizens who go to church on Sunday, saying their prayers with becoming regularity. You know, good law-fearing men who boast about their honor, or men who would not be induced to cheat their neighbors out of a penny, or men who might be trusted with untold gold.
I see where you're going, but things are not always what they seem.
You see what I mean? All of us in town, Negro and white, are playing the game. Negroes are going along as if we are resigned to our fate. And these same God-fearing white citizens we see on the streets have done and are doing everything to keep the old order of the South intact.
We sure have seen. And they're even allowing the Bibles to keep niggas out of office. And I guess that God don't consider that a sin.
Yeah, but once again, Bill, things are not always what they seem. Because in this game, we Negroes may have a winning hand. Because as dismal as our fate may seem, we have power.
You tell me where it is, Louis, because I sure don't see it.
Oh, Bill, when you are needed, you have power. And we are needed. That's what Colonel Foster's request finally made clear to me this day. Ironically, at crucial times, in order for whites to have power here in our town and our county, to ensure their southern way of life that they so cherish, they need our vote. The vote that they have tried so hard in the past to suppress. Now it's one of those times.
What are they so scared of that they need us to support?
Each other, for one thing. The chairman of the Macon County Democratic Committee is challenging some policies that Foster and Brooks advocate and want to keep. Then the other thing is that there are some clouds of threat by way of a few independents. They're too much like the Republicans. The Democrats sure don't want them to rise again.
So Foster and Brooks really do need our vote in the election.
Right, they don't want to take any chances.
So are they asking or threatening?
Well, I don't think Colonel Foster saw a need to threaten us, Bill. He knows that there is so much that we need. No, he came asking. He asked what can he do for me if I could persuade the Negroes to vote and re-elect the two of them.
I hope you held out for a hefty reward.
Oh, I did. Hefty for our people. I told him I wanted state money for a normal school for Negroes here in Tuskegee.
A school?
A school.
Lord, yes, Louis, we sure don't need a school. We done all we could over at the church to have a school. We just can't find nobody who knows nothing to be the teacher.
Yes.
Now, I don't like to talk poorly of a lady. That Miss Millie over there now don't know much more than me. I don't know nothing about no school. You think he'll do that for us, Louis? Foster, I mean.
Yes, I think he and Mr. Brooks will work together to get us a school. There certainly are provisions in state law that will allow it. And besides, I gave him some extra encouragement on keeping his word.
What'd you say, Louis?
I reminded him that he and other white citizens need more than our bribed Negro vote in order to keep their southern way of life intact.
What's that?
Another source of our power, Bill, our labor.
Oh.
They need our labor. I pointed out to Colonel Foster that if we deliver and he does not, he just might lose us. Now remember, Bill, we might end up worse off moving somewhere else, but we are free to try. And a great many of us are doing just that. And I also reminded him of Moses.
Moses?
And the Exodus, so as to paint a picture of what Tuskegee may be like without its labor force.
Ooh, you are one clever Negro, Louis. I have to give it to you, my man. You are a fox.
Yeah, well now this fox has got to lead his sheep to the polls. Now, I'm going to need some help, not so much in spreading the word as in quelling the fear. So many of us are going to be just plain scared to try to vote. and I need to talk to them. Maybe Sunday in church.
No, Saturday. Let me get some of them together on Saturday. That's the day when everybody comes to the square. Folks from town, folks from the farms, everybody can't make it in back in church on Sunday. Folks like Jeremiah and Lavinia Eccles and her folks from the Eccles farm, or maybe they're Baptists and they go to their church. All we need is just a few folks, 3 or 4 who we know we can depend on spreading the word. Shoot, we can talk to our AME Zion church folks on Sunday. But we need those other folks too. Yeah. After they finish paying their bills, they ain't gonna want to be doing nothing but hanging out up under the porch sheds and playing dominoes and gossiping.
You're right.
I'll just get a few choice people. And the grapevine will take it from there. Or maybe we'll bring them up to your house for a meeting. How about that?
All right, Bill. You win. I suspect you just want a chance to be talking to Mary Ann. But what you say makes sense.
Can't fault a man for trying, Lewis. Maybe Sally can cook up some of her good old fried chicken. Folks hear you better when they full.
You sure are great at committing folks to do stuff, aren't you?
As long as it's you and Sally, Lewis, y'all the two giving folks around here.
Well, all right, Bill, but we would have to be sure to talk about this again on Sunday. We need the support from pastor, the church trustees, and the rest of the membership.
The grapevine will already be done started to work.
So we are assuming that all of our folks will go along with us. That's the challenge.
Oh, they will, Lewis. Now, some of them will be afraid for their safety. Some will be afraid that white folks won't keep their word. But we just have to convince them that it'll be worth the risk. You can convince them, Lewis, because just like the white folks, Negroes trust you. We can do this, Lewis. We got to do this.
Yes, we have to try. I almost feel like a gambler playing our last card. I confess, Bill, I do feel more than a little bit fearful, like maybe I'm gambling with my people's lives at stake.
Lewis, it may be our last card, but it may be our best card. It's called use you like you used us. Now, let me take this 10 cent on home in this drive. And Lewis, I promise you, on Saturday around noon, you're going to have some hungry visitors to feed and talk to. And Lewis, you're not a gambler. You're not playing a game. You're a deal maker, a very clever deal maker. You're a broker, my friend. A broker is what you are. A broker. Let me get on out of here. Yeah, you're a broker, man.
Hold on, man.
A broker.
I'll walk out with you. I'm finished here. I'll let the boys finish up.
You're a broker.
I'm going home.
You're a broker, man. That's what you are.
Yeah. This has been a day to remember.
Well, wouldn't you know it? On Saturday, except for Lucas, we couldn't pry the men folk away from their domino games. But we got the young school teacher to meet with us, as well as 2 of the most remarkable women in the county. Lizzie Green, representing the town domestics and the Negro Baptist Church, and Lavinia Eccles, a sharecropper on the Eccles Plantation, one of the biggest farms in the county. If anybody could spread the word and get the men folk out to vote, those 2 women could and would.
Virginia, Letitia, William.
Yes, ma'am, we're coming.
We're coming. Mary Ann, keep Jackson Lewis and Freddie with you in the kitchen. You children, please help me arrange these chairs for your pa's meeting. Let's put them in kind of a circle. We might even have to bring in a few more. You know, those supposed to be finished eating in a little while, and then they'll be coming on inside. Janet, you're in charge.
Yes, we're grab the extra child back after that. I can go up for the table. Maybe we need to move them a little closer so they're gonna.
It's going to be crowded.
Counting us, it's too many people for the house, in my opinion.
And who asked your opinion?
Never mind bickering, you two.
How you like this, Ma?
Very good, but let's spread them out a little bit.
Mother, we're about ready to come in. Are we ready?
As ready as we are going to be.
Good.
Wow, what's going on? What's this meeting about?
Now, William, you and your sisters are welcome to listen in, and you will see what's happening. Oh, yes, they loved it. You know, I couldn't get them to stop eating until it was almost all gone. You know how chicken is always a winner, and that cool tea topped it right off.
And I can wait to get some. Me eating fried chicken, my baby.
All right, well, you two are going out and get you something. But wait, I want you to help Mary Ann clean up. And then I want you to come back inside and listen in quietly at what's going on in your father's meeting.
You know, that would be good, because we are trying to decide to do something that will really affect your future.
But Pa, why you having a meeting here?
I thought we only had meetings at the church.
Well, we decided to meet on Saturday because we thought we could catch up with some of the folks who don't always make it to church, or at least our church. And since I was the one calling the meeting, I decided to invite them over to our house. Is that all right with the two of you?
Yes, sir.
And you?
Yes, sir.
Good. Now let's get the folks on inside. Everyone, please come in.
Come on in, please, everyone, and take a seat. Oh, Linda, I was so glad to see you, girl. It looks like I ain't seen you in a week. I never get to tell.
It's been a long time since I've seen you too, Miss Sally.
Oh, look at that.
Oh, chicken.
Thank you, honey.
Come on over here and give me a hug.
All right, well, you going out with your sister?
Oh, I'm full. Oh, I'm talking about full. Miss Sally, that food sure was good. Louis, I told you Miss Sally's fried chicken was gonna hit the spot.
Yes, Daddy, you sure did good.
Hey, Sally, come on out here and have a seat.
Oh, Lizzie. Oh, girl, I just got to tell you, that is a fabulous red dress you have on there.
Well, thank you. I just had to dress up some. Miss Kelsey's been keeping me so busy in that millinery shop. I ain't seen the sun in days. Everybody wants to do summer bonnet, it seems.
Well, is that so? Girl, my old standby want to have to do for now.
I ain't never even had nobody. I just won't stand by head rag gonna have to do.
Well, Miss Lavinia, I was gonna make you a new bonnet. How you like that?
I love it to death, but where's I gonna wear?
Well, you can start with the church. You Methodists do wear bonnets in
So you
church.
just started with me.
Don't y'all get these Baptists and Methodists to argue. We'll never get no business done.
Oh, Miss Lavinia, I haven't had a chance to speak with Jeremiah lately. How are you two making it out on the farm?
Oh, it's hard, Miss Adam. Y'all know tools alone cost more than what the crops be worth.
Is that the truth?
Well, I have to get together with the two of you. Maybe I can help. Don't worry, we'll talk later.
Well, we appreciate that, Mr. Allen. We appreciate that.
Oh, excuse me. Children, did you all eat? And did you help Mary Ann clean up?
There was no food left for us to eat. And Mary Ann didn't need help.
Okay, well, y'all come on in and sit down. Listen quietly at what's going on in your father's meeting.
Over here,
Come on, Jenny, sit over there by Miss Lizzie. You come over here by Miss Lizzie. Come on in.
Oh,
Sit
it's
quiet
like
over
Mr.
there.
Cherry. Oh, I'm so glad to see you in person. To thank you for what you've been teaching my mom. Now, you know that blanket that she melt cold. Like, oh, it's so good.
Girl, you know you will.
Oh, it is.
You know.
It's going to warm my bed on this winter. Oh, Lord.
Now, let me tell you. Lavinia, let me tell you. Money is one of my best students. And she loves the song.
All right, everybody. It's good getting together, but this here's a business meeting. We need to get started. Y'all go ahead on and have a
Yes,
seat.
please have a seat right here.
Louis, I'm sorry, but I could not pry not one of them sorry men away from them domino games up there on that square. Come up here to hear what you want to talk about. Look like it's gonna be you, Lucas, and me. Represent the men folk.
Oh, that's quite all right, Bill. We got these four ladies, and we all know that where the women go, the men will eventually follow. At least this way we know we'll get the message out.
Yes, because we women gonna talk and we're gonna spread the word.
What you mean to say, Louis?
Well, we know it's the truth. Well, folks, listen. Louis has invited us up here to his house to talk about something real important. And we figured Saturday was the best day to meet, because that's the day when most of us come to town, take care of a little business, and buy supplies and such. Sunday, everybody don't make it back in. If you do, they split up. Some going to the Baptist church, some going to the AME Zion. Right? Anyway, thank y'all for taking the time out to hear what we got to talk about. Louis, you better go ahead and take it.
Thanks, Bill. Once again, good to see you all, and thanks for coming. I hope you all enjoyed Sally and the girls' mighty good fried chicken.
Yes, they did.
Oh, yeah. Friends, let me get straight to the point. Coming up in a few weeks, there's an election for state officials in our district for the legislature.
I've been overhearing the white folks talking in town over a week ago. But what's this got to do with us? We don't have nothing to do with no election, even though we's got the vote.
Besides, the Democrats only one that's running, and they ain't got nothing to offer us but hardship. Anyway, we's Republicans.
Well, ain't no sense in being no Republican, Lavinia. Those Democrats have run the Republicans, black and white, straight out of office and almost straight out of the state.
Please, let me answer Ms. Levine's question first. There is an independent running, a Democrat defector, one R.H. Powell from Union Springs. Now, the Democrats considered him a throwback to the Republicans. He was once the president of the Alabama Press Association. Everyone else running is a Democrat, as far as I know.
Friends, but I can tell you from what the white folks say around Miss Gautier's place, that those Democrats running to fight amongst themselves like cats and dogs. I overheard Dr. Gautier say the chairman of the Macon County Democratic Committee was running.
That's right, Miss Mitty. The chairman is in the race this time.
And the folks say he's got a great deal of local support. But Dr. Gautier says he showed not for him.
Right.
Well, I'm like this, Mr. Adams. What all this got to do with us?
Colonel Foster, our Macon County State Senator, is running for re-election along with Representative Arthur Brooks. Foster came to visit me the other day and asked if I can help get the Negro vote for him and Mr. Brooks in this upcoming election.
I can't believe it.
Lord have mercy.
So, Mr. Adams, do you mean they're asking for our vote, or are they demanding our vote?
Well, why is it suddenly that they want the Negro vote?
That's the question now, y'all. That's the question.
After the 74 election, they were so proud that for the first time since the war, all public officials were elected by white folk.
Now, you done read that to us out of Tuskegee Weekly, Mr. Adams.
Well, you know what? Those were all my questions, too. How is it that they want us to vote and asking us to vote instead of sicking the Klan on us for trying to vote like they've been doing? Go ahead, Louis, you tell it.
Colonel Foster gave me a long answer as to why they're asking for our vote. But what it boils down to is that they feel very threatened by this outside competition. So much so, they don't want to take any chances on losing. That's right. So they asked, what could they do for me if I could get the Negro vote for them?
Bribing us. I should have known.
I can sure think a lot of things I would have asked for. What did you ask him for, Mr. Adams?
I told him I wanted state money for a normal school to be built right here in Tuskegee.
Oh, hallelujah.
Normal school? What kind of school is that, Mr. Adams?
It's a school for teaching teachers, Miss Lavinia.
Lavinia, I know that much.
That's right. They got two in the state already for colors, one in Marion and one up north in Huntsville. So I asked for money for one to be opened right here in Tuskegee. All right. Now you all know how long and hard we have been trying to get a school going in AME Zion. And Miss Mitty here is struggling trying to teach basic skills in reading and writing to anyone who wants to learn.
You can say it like it is, Mr. Adams. I'm willing to admit it. Those of us who have been trying to teach have had so little training ourselves. We need someone to teach us. I just told Mr. Adams this week that I'm at the end of the line. I'm wasting the students' time and mine. We need a normal school bad. What did Foster say, Mr. Adams? Can he help us get one?
He said he and Mr. Brooks could and would if we help re-elect them.
Nah, I don't believe it. Now, this here just another trick, Mr. Adams, to keep them Democrat dogs in power.
Well, I think she's right. I keep it to myself, but I don't believe a word those people say.
I don't think that the Democrats are in any danger losing any power anytime soon, Miss Levine. And no, I don't think this is a trick, Miss Lizzie. This is about white folks wanting to keep the power in the hands of the majority of the white citizens here in Macon County. You know, like the large plantation and landowners, like your Mr. Story, your Dr. Gautier.
The threat that Foster and Bruce might lose must be mighty serious for them to want and ask for us Negroes to vote for them.
The truth is, the threat is serious if we Negroes do manage to vote and don't vote for them.
That's right.
We've got a large potential of Negro vote in our district, and our vote could swing the election either way.
That is, if we could vote, and if our vote would count. Not like the 74 election when they just changed the vote to suit their needs. They don't want us to vote, and they have done everything they could since the federal troops left to keep us from voting.
And we's lucky they ain't been stringing us up around here in some parts, because they've been stringing Negroes up in some of these parts, and just for saying they was thinking about voting.
Did Colonel Foster say what he was going to do to stop the Democrats who don't want him and Bruce in from keeping us from voting?
Well, yes, but what it boils down to, you all now, is that now Mr. Colonel Foster, is a very powerful man in this time.
Yes, he is.
Now, you all know that.
That's right.
Now, he said that there will be no intimidation, and he'll see to it. I believe him. I take his word.
And I take yours, Mr. Adams. I know you wouldn't sell us short.
Thank you, Miss Mitty.
Well, thank you, Miss Mitty. If I must say so, you know the white community in these parts respects my husband as do you.
Yes.
That's why they have come to you through him. They would not betray him, because by betraying him, they would betray all of us. That would cause problems.
As Lewis pointed out to Colonel Foster.
Yes, Lewis tells me that he made it clear to Colonel Foster that they need us as much as we need them. And they know they have control over us politically. But our feet are free. And our feet could take us out of this town,
That's right.
out of this county,
That's right.
and out of this state.
Sure, that's right.
God knows you're right. And what would these white folk do without us to do their work?
Hey, y'all know folks is talking about leaving, going out west and all.
No, that's all the truth, because half Mr. Gunn's crop was left already. Oh, he was fit to be tied. He was up in town over there by the courthouse just ratting and raving about how his niggas leave him. Oh, you could hear him way across town. He didn't care. He was mad as hell. Oh, excuse me, Shirley.
Folks, we can't lose on this deal, and we got to learn to think white.
What you mean, think
We
white?
got to think about what we can get out of all of this. That's how the white folks think, and that's how sensible Negroes gonna have to start thinking. This here is like a God-sent last chance to keep us from slipping into a hole deeper than slavery. He done given us a rope to hold on to help keep us from sinking, and that's a chance for education.
Right.
Everybody, we got a chance at last to get some real learning.
Yeah.
For us and for our children. We have got to take advantage of this opportunity.
Oh, yes.
The Lord helps those that help themselves.
Amen.
I trust Mr. Adams. And believe it or not, I trust Colonel Foster. This is our chance.
I knows I ain't nobody, Mr. Adams. But I was with you.
All right, Lewis.
I knows lots of men like myself. We just can't do that farm work for nothing no more. And we don't want to end up in a work game. If learning to trade and learning some reading and writing can get us a way to make a living, then that's what we want.
That's right.
Huh?
That's right.
And if both of Colonel Foster and Mr. Brooks can help us get to school, then that's what we're going to do. I knows I can get a lot of folks off of these here farms to go vote.
Okay.
And they better not bother us, or they gonna have a fight on their hands.
And if you round them up and bring them into town, I'll be there to testify that they are with me and that they are not vagrant. Then we will see to it that all of them get to vote. Now, how about
All right.
the rest of you? Are you with me?
Yeah, with you.
Miss Lavinia, are you with me?
And now you know Lewis needs and my Jeremiah's for education. That's how come we that our girls up off the farm 2 hours a week to learn sewing from Miss Sally and to learn, and our boys now they learn shoemaking and tinsmithing from you.
Right. Miss Lavinia.
And we know y'all can't keep doing all this by yourselves. That's why I don't want y'all to be so eager that we falls into a trap.
So, what you trying to say, Lavinia?
He's got to be careful. But I see that Joe Lewis done figured it all out. So I recognize with you.
Okay. All right.
And I know that my Jeremiah's gonna be what you do. And we gonna get all these here men folks to off these here these farms to be with you, and they're gonna vote like you say. That's much we can do. That's all you done for us and all our children.
Well, that's the way I feel too.
Okay.
I was with you.
All right.
I just wish we women's could vote. But we can sure light a fire up under our men folks. And you know me. All the Negroes in the Baptist church gonna know what to do before the sun sets tomorrow night.
All right.
Just you Methodists try to keep us
Wait a minute. We at the AME not accept the challenge.
Who know I know the grapevine is acting there now.
All right. As long as you all know that this is not for me, but for all of us and our children.
Okay.
I was just hoping you all wouldn't feel I was trying to sell you out.
Oh, no.
No, we never think you try to sell us out, Mr. Adams. You are heirs to the world, and we sure appreciate. We ain't gonna let you down now. We sure appreciate you.
Thank you.
You know, we can do our part and then wait on that Colonel Foster and Mr. Brooks to deliver on theirs.
All right. Well, y'all, let's get out of here and leave these fine folks to take care and
for coming and accepting this challenge.
Of course, Miss Allen, cause we need a school for sure. And we gonna get one. Cause Joe Lewis, he done, woo, and y'all daddy too now, huh? He done made a good deal. Now he done sold up all the loopholes.
I can't wait until we get to school. I'm gonna ask Miss Kelvin to give me some time off, because I want to be one of the first to sign up.
Oh,
I ain't
yes,
too old
yes,
to try to
ma'am.
learn something to be able to teach somebody else something.
Hey, now, Miss Lizzie, now you know your best days are yet to come.
Oh, shut up. Well, before I tell Mary Ann that you flirt with another woman.
Okay, go ahead and tell her. I'll let you tell her.
I'm talking to the man in the shop today. We went to the style. We can do it.
Oh, wait a minute. So I come up, the creek don't ride. Me and my Jeremiah, we gonna make it back to the church. All right, Cherry, and we gonna make it on back.
Good, I can speak with Jeremiah then.
All right, all right.
All right, children, you all clean up while I see our guests out.
Everybody get a chair.
That means you too.
Where you grab the extra chair, babe?
These chairs are heavy.
I'm proud of Alpha. Me too. I think he's the most important man in town. I want to be just like him when I grow up. Matter of fact, I'm going to be just like him when I grow up so big. And it'll be a miracle, and I'd like to see that. You can say that again.
Truth is, I had no idea what the outcome would be. I wasn't really worried about an independent candidate. I knew that the independents were rather weak and indecisive. And I felt like they wouldn't get much help from any real Republicans. They said they were against voter fraud, so I didn't feel they would intimidate Negro voters. But the chairman of the Macon County Committee was a concern. I didn't know how far he would go to win. I just had to trust that Foster had the means to protect my people, because we had made a deal that neither one of us could afford to refuse or lose. The day after the election, we got the news.
Come on in, Bill. Lucas. Now, what's the news?
Yes, Lord, tell us what happened. Did we win?
We sure did, Miss Sally. We got the results. Foster and Brooks done got elected.
Yes, sir, Mr. Adams. They done won. I got the information from the street. But here's the newspaper for you read about it. I know it's all in there.
Oh, please, have a seat, everyone. Please, have a seat.
Yes, Lord, maybe we can relax a bit now.
You know, the week they probably got the results before the count was even officially announced. Shit, they so tied in with those Democratic crooks. That's the only way they would have known time enough to have already done printed it.
They say Negroes come from every which way and vote.
See, I knew the grapevine would work.
The grapevine and a whole lot of us in the South.
You know I know that, Lucas. Everybody work hard at spreading the word.
Yes, sir. The white folks sure is talking about what we done. I just left a bunch of them over at the house talking to Mr. and Mrs. Drive. They say Negroes from the farms, from town, from all across our district flock to the polls. And they sure is glad since they see we done supported who they wanted.
Yes, sir. And Foster kept his word about us being safe. You know, I hear some white folks try to stop Negroes from having public space until somebody told them don't bother them. They're Foster's Negroes, and they let them out in to vote.
Right? Listen, Mother, to what the Tuskegee Weekly says. The victory of Monday was complete and overwhelming. The Negroes have deserted their radical masters, many the Republicans, and are once more with the whites.
Isn't that wonderful? They are so happy with us. If only they knew.
Oh, don't be fooled, Mother. They know what's going on. That's what Lucas was saying.
He's right, Miss Sally. Next to intimidation, bribery is their best method of using the Negro vote.
Right.
Most of these white folks probably know exactly what Foster and Brooks done offered us. They'll do anything to win, you know.
Yeah, but they would not be as half as happy with us as we'll be with ourselves if our deal with Foster and Brooks pays off. Then the complete and overwhelming victory will be ours, Mrs. Adams.
And that would be wonderful.
Hey, Lewis, come on, go with me and Lucas. We gotta
farms done heard the news.
That's right. Mother, could you go into town and see if Lizzie and her friends and the rest of the folks got in the news?
Louis, that'd be a waste of time because the grapevine's got the news, and Lizzie is the grapevine.
Well, look here. I'm going anyway because I want to hear firsthand.
All right, well, let's go.
Let's go.
Is you ready?
Ready, Mr. Bobby?
Let's go. Oh, after you, Mother.
Well, in February, the deal paid off. At least on paper. Foster and Brooks kept their word and got bill number 165 passed in the legislature to appropriate $2,000 in state funds for a teacher's salary for a state normal school for Negroes at Tuskegee. Hallelujah. Foster sent me a letter. Can you believe I still carry that letter in my coat pocket over my heart to this day? I sure do. Yes, sir. It says, Dear Lewis, send for your teacher. The bill passed. Section 3 of the bill stipulates that there will be 3 commissioners. They are you, Lewis Adams, and he put in parentheses, I mean certain of that, Thomas B. Dry and Mr. M. B. Swanson. Get busy, Lewis. You and your fellow commissioners have your work cut out for you. Sincerely, Senator W. F. Foster. Good news. Wonderful news. But sad news came along too. To my great regret, my dear friend Mr. Dry became ill and had to resign as one of the commissioners. Swanson and I had to select a replacement. We spoke to Mr. George Washington Campbell about becoming the commissioner for the school, and he accepted. But all was not well, because Swanson, Campbell, and I had some serious differences of opinion.
Afternoon, Lewis. Oh, fair. Afternoon. Oh, Miss Minnie.
Afternoon, Mr. Adams.
You all, please come join me. Have a seat, Miss Minnie. How are you? Your students and I have all missed you.
I'm doing fine, Mr. Adams, but I sure have missed my students. Even with the little I had to offer, I felt like I was doing something worthwhile.
Where you work, Miss Minnie, and we still appreciate everything that you have tried to do for our people. Please have a seat. Fail, have a seat on the bench.
Thanks.
Rest yourself. How's Mr. Dryer today?
Oh, about the same. He keeps asking about the commission meetings. How's it going with Mr. Swanson and Mr. Campbell? Me and Miss Mitty came to see if you all are making any progress on getting a teacher. You seem kind of down, Lewis. It's not often I find you sad.
Oh, Bill, you know how you and me seem to keep getting in this conversation about how things are not always what they seem?
Yeah, and how's it like that now, Lewis?
Well, you know, Mr. Swanson was the one who suggested that we ask Campbell to be the replacement for Mr. Dryer. It certainly was logical in many respects. I don't know.
Well, on the surface, it seems like a good choice. He's even richer than Dryer and Swanson. He owns a grocery store. He's one of the owners of the Tuskegee Railroad, and he's one of the owners of the Macon County Bank.
Yeah, you're right. You can't deny that Campbell has invested interest in the welfare of the Tuskegee community. And neither he nor Swanson have ever shown me any ill will. But I guess I shouldn't be any more suspicious about his feelings about the school than I am of Swanson and Dryer, or any other white man who might be appointed as commissioner. Now, all of them have been raised up to be prejudiced against Negroes, and all of them are really against the education of Negroes.
You know, I know firsthand what you mean, Mr. Adams. I know I really find it hard to believe that any of these white community leaders who go along with the idea of a normal school here for Negroes are doing it for any other reason than it suits their best interest to keep us as happy as possible.
You know, just about everybody of means passes through Mr. Dryer's house, especially now that they think that he's near the end. I hear some talk. It's a whole lot of them ain't so happy about this normal school being set up here. And there's a lot of them scared of the thought of educated Negroes.
They think they'll lose us. They will move away off the farms, and out of the houses or won't want to work. Most of these white folks really think educated Negroes is cocky and strut around one of those eyeglass eyepiece on and top hats and loud color clothes. Kind of like those white folks in blackface in those minstrel shows that pass in here. I hear a lot when I serve those tea parties Miss Cortez always having. They think I'm not listening, but I'm listening.
My real problem is that Campbell keeps insisting that it would be best if the teacher we hire be white. It's my real feeling that he thinks a white teacher will fit in better here in this time.
I believe it. They still want to be in control.
Well, what about Swanson?
He goes along with it.
Well, didn't you say that Campbell wrote to the head of that military institute in Marion, Alabama, asking them to recommend one of his graduates?
That's where two of his sons went to school.
They wants a white teacher, and a southern white teacher at that. Somebody who's not going to put in these so-called radical notions about blacks and whites being equal in the heads of the students.
Yeah. Well, we'll just have to accept Campbell for who he is. It's just like you said, Miss Mitty. He's just like all the other white citizens who would treat us just fine and go along with the school for the sake of their own ulterior motive. But they'll only do that as long as we remember who we are and we remember who they are. That's the key to our success.
Yeah, but we still need to have a Negro teacher. That teacher needs to be a part of our community. Did you all get an answer back from that school in Marion?
Well, the head of the school wrote back and said he had not prepared students for such work. So he recommended that we write to General Armstrong at Hampton Institute. That's what we've done. But Campbell and Swanson insisted that we ask for a white teacher.
Lewis, you went along with that? I ain't never thought that you would go along with having a white teacher. Didn't you tell Campbell and Swanson that the church tried a long time ago to get General Armstrong to send one of his students here to teach?
Right before you all finally got desperate and saw me out.
Right. Yeah, but we never got an answer back. But I know that they know that all of General Armstrong's students were Negroes, and that would have been a clue that we wanted a Negro teacher.
You know I wanted a Negro teacher, Bear. Miss Minnie, I always have. But this is a political game. Just like I said, these white folks will go along with us only as we remember who we are and we remember who they are. Like for instance, even though this school was my idea, I knew that either Campbell or Swanson would have to be appointed as chairman of this commission, not me. These white folk may hold me up as their most outstanding Negro, but they would not support my being in any superior position to anybody white. We'll just have to play the game their way. And I think Armstrong knows what's going on.
So you agreed to ask Armstrong for a white teacher? Hoping maybe Armstrong will see things our way?
Yes, even though he didn't answer any of our letters when we wrote them from the church. But I bet he remembers them.
And you think he's smart enough to have sized up the situation?
Right. He knew we didn't have any money to pay any teacher any decent amount when we wrote before. But now he knows that we have some guaranteed money coming from the state. I believe he'll answer us this time. And I believe Armstrong knows that we need a Negro teacher.
I hope you're right, Adams. I hope you're right.
Virginia, what's the matter? Have a seat, child. You so out of breath. Virginia, what's the matter?
Pop, Mom told us to run all the way, so we hurried up down here.
Well, what done happened, child? Somebody hurt?
No, sir, but Mom wanted Pop to know that Colonel Foster's at the house and he has something very important to tell you. And I don't know why he came to the house instead of coming here himself.
Himself?
Yeah, himself.
I give up. We better go.
Oh, we're going to go too. We've got the faith. Things are going to work out in our favor.
I wish you good luck, Mr. Adams.
I wish us all good luck, Miss Biddy, and I'll let you all know something as soon as we hear it. All right, girls, come on, let's go.
Pop, let me ride,
Well, it only seats one, young lady, so I guess we'll have to walk.
Right. Come on in, Colonel Foster. My husband should be here any minute. May I take your hair?
Yes, ma'am. Thank you.
Thank you. Been doing all right.
It's been
Oh, Colonel Foster.
Here he is.
I'm so sorry to keep you awake, sir. Please have a seat.
Oh, thank you, Lewis. Listen, it's no problem at all. I apologize for dropping by unannounced, but you know, I'm so glad I did. Thanks to your dear wife here, got to have me the best glass of sweet tea man could ever ask for. A moment or two to rest my bones in the shade. Thank you so much, Miss
You're
Sally.
so welcome, Colonel Foster.
Well, I'm glad your time was well spent and restful, sir.
Oh, Lord. Lewis, it was. I'll tell you. Things been so hectic around the legislature this session. Even more hectic back at my office. So cases just piling up, waiting on me.
I see. But what brings you to the house, sir?
Well, Lewis, I come to explain what, well, might be some not not bad news, but maybe disappointing news concerning the money to be allocated for the school.
Please, you're not going to say that the money will not be forthcoming, are you, Colonel Foster? Excuse me. Louis, this is your business, and I should not be interrupting.
No, Mother, you're fine. Colonel Foster knows that this is a community-wide effort. You're not out of place to speak. I'm anxious to know, too. Is the money still to be allocated, Colonel?
Yes, and I do understand your concern. The money is coming. The bill stands. Well, the problem now is when the money will become available.
I see.
Now, Louis, as you know, Mr. Henry Clay Armstrong from right here in Tuskegee is our state superintendent of education. Well, he was instrumental in getting this bill through the legislature. Well, at any rate, Mr. Armstrong has informed me that the entire educational fund had been apportioned for this year prior to the fall of '80, well, before the normal school act was passed. Well, hence, no additional funds can be made available until October 1st, the beginning of the fiscal year. I've already informed Mr. Swanson and Mr. Campbell of the situation. Louis, I am so sorry. This is just an oversight that should not have happened.
Yes, but the money is still to be committed.
Yes, the money is coming. Now, I understand y'all have wanted to get started sometime around midsummer, is that correct?
Yes, we're anxious to get started. Since you have already spoken to Campbell and Swanson, I'm sure that you have heard that we have written to General Armstrong at Hampton Institute, asking for him to send a teacher at once. That was a week ago. We are hoping for an answer any time now.
Well, now I suppose if you were to get a teacher right away, we could make some allowances in the bill that would allow for a small tuition charge. Well, at least until the full money is allocated.
Yes, sir. Anything would certainly help us for something for a teacher for the time being. Our people are dirt poor, so we can only charge them the bare minimum for tuition. But so many are so eager to come to the school that I'm sure that we can find enough they can pay so we can get started this summer.
Well, look, the three of you do what you think is best. Now, you have my support whether you open before or after October 1st. Well, I just wanted to come down here and personally apologize for the mix-up. Well, I didn't want it to seem that Will Brooks and I were being less true to our part of the bargain than you were to yours. Well, had you not been so quick getting the word out, we might not be in office.
Well, thank God you are in office, Colonel Foster, and we appreciate everything that you have done for us.
Yes, sir. We are eternally grateful to you and Mr. Brooks for keeping your word, and this delay will not stop us from opening, I promise. We'll make whatever adjustment and sacrifices necessary. The whole Negro community is determined to make the school a reality. We're just waiting to hear about a teacher.
Excuse me. I'll see who's at the door.
Well, I'm here in town now, Louis, so y'all feel free to call on me if I can be of any further assistance. And do keep me informed on your progress.
Lucas is at the door. He says he's got something for you.
Please, tell him to come in.
Sure.
Right, I'm on my way out now, Louis. I got quite a walk back to town.
Colonel Foster, perhaps you remember Lucas, my apprentice.
Well, Lucas, I believe I did remember you. Bet you'll be one of the first students at the new school.
Yes, sir. I sure hope so, sir.
Lucas, please have a seat over there. Colonel Foster, would you like to take my buggy, sir? It only seats one, but I can pick it up later.
Well, I tell you, Louis, I actually walked on purpose. You know, we lawyers and legislators spend a good bit of time sitting down and take the opportunity to stretch my legs out a little bit. Now listen, I'm on my way out. Be eager to meet the new teacher.
Yes. Mother, see what Lucas has for us while I see Colonel out.
Sure, Father. Well, Lucas, what do you have here?
It's a letter, Miss Sally. Mr. Campbell himself by his shop. He asked me to get it to Mr. Adams right away.
Oh, goodness. It is a letter from General Armstrong at Hampton Institute.
Oh, now, Mother, what is
Father, it is a letter from General Armstrong at Hampton Institute. Mr. Campbell sent it to you. So obviously, he and Swanson have read it already. Please, read it aloud. Lucas and I can't wait to hear what it says.
Yes, have a seat, have a seat. It is indeed from General Armstrong. It says, yours of the 24th is received. The only man I can suggest is one, Mr. Booker Washington, a graduate of this institution, a very competent, capable mulatto.
Thank you, Jesus.
Yes, Lord, a black man.
Clear-headed, modest, sensible, polite, and a thorough teacher and superior man. The best man we've ever had here. Now, that recommendation should pacify Campbell to some extent about him not being white. I am satisfied he will not disappoint you. He cannot well be spared until October 1st. Could you give him time and how much?
Well, that shouldn't be a problem, seeing as how the money for his salary won't be available till then.
Yes, but we're ready to get started this summer, Mother. Maybe I could write him again and ask him to send him at once. Oh no. He says, are the buildings all ready?
Buildings? Oh, what buildings? We don't have any buildings.
We don't have no business such a church.
Well, he'd have to at least start off teaching there. Is the appropriation one to be depended on from year to year? You know, I certainly hope so, but with our shaky Department of Education, who knows? Is his being colored an objection?
Most likely for some.
We can find first-class colored assistants. You know, hopefully. One man can't do everything forever. I am confident he would not disappoint you. I know of no white man who could do better. He has been teaching in this institution the past year, and I'm ready to promote him because he so richly deserves it. I go to Europe on 10th June. Please answer by night telegram at my expense if satisfactory. Also by letter promptly. You know, this is wonderful. Now, I don't know about Campbell and Swanson, but my answer is yes. Booker Washington will suit us. Send him at once. Now, Mother, I know it's late, but I've got to go and meet up with some of my fellow commissioners. I've got to get them to agree with me. Maybe we could make a decision tonight and get the response right away. Lucas, let's walk back to town together.
Yes, sir.
Now listen, we must not breathe another word about this to anyone until the final decision has been made. No sense of getting everybody all excited for nothing.
Oh no, not a word.
You know you can trust me, Mr. Adams.
Yes, Lucas, please wait for me outside. Now, not another word, Mother. Not even to the children.
Of course, Louis. Not a word. Not even to the children. Now you take it easy. Calm down. You're all excited. And Father, I need to give you something to take for Lucas. He didn't eat dinner with us, and I know he's starved. Lucas, wait up. I have some food for you to take home.
I couldn't wait to get to Campbell and Swanson. I was adamant that we accept General Armstrong's offer of this very competent mulatto teacher. Not that night, but within the week, we sent a telegram saying, send him at once. Less than 3 weeks later, on June 24th, Campbell sent word that Mr. Washington was in town, and he was sending him up to the house to meet us.
Ooh, I'm really nervous, Father. What do you think he'll be like? Is he young or old? You know, Armstrong didn't mention anything about his age. And by the way, I haven't mentioned any of this to anybody like you asked. Not even the children. You know, everyone will be so surprised.
The only thing that concerns me, Mother, is that we have neglected to tell Armstrong the truth about the fact that at this moment we have no money, no school building, not a single book or any other apparatus for learning. And to top it off, we don't have a permanent place for the man to stay.
Well, let's hope he doesn't turn on his heels and take off when we spring that information on him.
Pop, there's a man outside asking for you.
I didn't hear anyone knock.
He didn't. We were in the yard when he was coming to the door. He asked for Mr. Home, Mr. Lewis Adams, and we said we couldn't get you. And we left him on the porch.
She left him on
You left him on the porch? Oh, I will.
Wait, Mom, he's strange looking. He doesn't look like he come from around here. And Pop, he's real young. He's got a big old mustache that curl that side.
Wait a minute, did you all ask his name?
Yes, he said his name is Booker. Washington.
It's him, Father. I'll ask him in.
Oh, he says he's the new teacher around here.
Yes, well, let's go with your mother to welcome him in.
Mr. Washington, I'm so glad to meet you.
Oh, Mr. Washington, Lewis Adams here, sir. Welcome to Tuskegee.
And believe me, that was just the beginning of what has been to date a long, hard, but wonderful journey. We made it leaning on that extra arm, the strong arm of the Lord. That's how, right here, in the middle of the racially turbulent South, we are building a citadel of learning for our Negro people that already has made an impact around the world. And to think, it all hinged on a deal between ex-slaves and ex-slave owners. It wasn't just me. I was just the chief negotiator. I was the broker. Well, I gotta run along now. I sure have enjoyed talking to you. And thanks for listening to my story. It's almost church time. And I'm the Sunday school superintendent at Butler Chapel, AME Zion. And I've got to preside. Yes, sir. Getting that school was the best deal I've ever made. Now, that thought makes me the happiest man in the world. Even if somebody would tell me today would be the last day on earth. Uh-oh. Then I'd have to think about negotiating my way into heaven. Think I'd make it? Y'all take care. I'm leaning on everlasting.